Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here, and I got another speed deck for you guys. So, I did a challenge. I didn't really hit it, which kind of upsets me, but I mean, I do feel like the card pool was a little too limited to perform an actual Rex Raptor with dragons. So I decided I wanted to play around with some dinosaur cards again because that was actually kind of fun. And it's been a minute since I did anything with inner conflict that mattered. So sort of like a hybrid of inner conflict and dinosaurs today. So again, skill card is going to be our inner conflict. Going into our deck, we're going to be running 3 copies Breaker the Magical Warrior for consistency and goodness. We're going to run 3 copies Gillosaurus because he's best dinosaur. We're going to run 2 copies of Jinzo because we are not interested in our opponent's trap cards hitting us. And also 2 copies of the super ancient Dino Beast because we can actually develop a lot of power on a single tribute with this. So very cool stuff. We're going to run 3 copies of Bashing Shield because this is going to be more of a combat variant. As well as 3 copies Book of Moon because it is just indisputably one of the best spells in speed duels. You're going to have the single Cosmic Cyclone in your main deck and a single Nobleman of Crossout. And I'm going to round out with 2 copies of Zoma because, as I always say, inner conflict, if you're playing it, they're going to play it. And if they're going to play it, you need a backup plan, guys. So Zoma is going to be that backup plan. The extra deck comes into play because I do have Waking the Dragons inside. So again, it's my normal one is just a single Arcana Knight, double Blue Eyes Ultimate, single Senshi, and double Thousand Eyes Restrict. Fairly basic for me, just is what it is. And then of course my side deck today is going to be 3 copies of Lost Wind because this actually comes up quite a bit. 2 copies Waking the Dragon to sort of justify our use of an extra deck outside of just a wild bluff. And there's my 3rd copy of Zoma, just in case you end up playing against a bit of an inner conflict mirror match. And again, they just kind of explode faster than you can. You're going to want to be able to tap the 3rd one into the game, just in case you need it. So that is the deck list. And aside from listening to the justifications and everything, I'd like to take a second and thank you guys for watching with us today. I do hope that you guys have a great day. If you enjoyed this, if this helps, do consider subscribing to the channel. Let your friends know if you haven't already. And for those of you, you guys just go and have a great day. Do something nice, relaxing. Do something for yourself. Seriously, I'll see you guys on the next video. Everybody else, let's go over the card choices. So, since it's been a minute since I went over Inner Conflict, let's just brief it real quick. You activate this skill during the main phase. Once per duel, you can pay half your life to take control of one monster the opponent controls into the end phase, but it cannot attack directly this turn. Things that means. Quite simply what it said. However, that monster can be used for a tribute, and that could go right into your Jinzo. So there is a beautiful way of using this, and it's their way of basically giving us change of heart. So good card, great card. 3 breakers. Again, when this card is normal summoned, you place 1 spell counter on it. It can only hold 1. Gains 300 attack for every spell counter it does have on it. And you can remove 1 spell counter from this card, then target a spell trap on the field and destroy it. So what this is going to do is it's going to help us clean up the back row a lot. It's going to add consistency. It's going to bring our base power tier up a little bit, as it's 1600 that's going to masquerade as being a 1900 for a short time. And since it's going to be a normal summon, it's eligible to be targeted by Bashing Shield, which will give it an additional 1000. So that'll bring it to 26 or 29 if counter is still intact. So good card, great card. Maximize it. You'll see it a lot more. Gillosaurus is also very good. This is one of the few dinosaurs we're using just to kind of play a different take on Inner Conflict today. And what this is we can special summon this from our hand. And if we do, we activate this effect where we allow our opponent to special summon a monster from their graveyard. If they do not have any monsters in their graveyard yet, they get nothing. If you go first, they get nothing. They do not have to have a monster in the graveyard as a prerequisite for this effect. So again, if you started with 2 of these and your big boy, just feel free to just hit the field running. And again, 1400. Not going to be eligible for Bashing Shield unless you actually perform a normal summon. But if you did, that puts it on a Monarch tier at 24. So not terrible, guys. Double Jinzo, again, we went slack on our traps for a reason. It's because we don't want to see traps at all. And again, traps and their effects on the field cannot be activated. Negate all trap effects on the field. 2400, single tribute, very easy for us to board. And again, going to be a target for the Bashing Shield, raising him from 24 to 3400. Should be more than enough to take care of most boss level cards. And then there's our boss level card, the Super Ancient Dino Beast. Again, we're going to run 2. More of a consistency issue. We can't always guarantee the Gillosaurus is going to pop up, but this is here because of Gillosaurus. So the effect here is you can tribute summon this card in face-up attack position by tributing 1 dinosaur monster. So we can actually lower our tributes from 2 to 1. When a dinosaur monster or monster is a special summon from your graveyard while this is on the field, except damage step, you can draw 1 card. I do not have any method to do that. I'm looking at a 2700 point monster that I can body to the field on a single tribute that I can do on my first turn while equipping it with a Bashing Shield for a whopping 3700. And I'm not too sure, but maybe that puts it close to Arcana. Puts it very close to Arcana at 38. Not that you're going to run up against too many Knight stacks, but you don't know. You don't know. So Dino Beast at 2, very cool. Again, the Bashing Shield, you can equip this only to normal or set monsters, giving it 1000 attack. And of course, you take no battle damage from attacks involving it. So you can swing high, you can swing low, it doesn't matter. You will not take damage during those rounds. Book of Moon, still great. Still able to shut things off. We're still able to shut off our opponent's Jinzo to be able to activate our Zoma if inner conflict occurs. Still a ton of play. Still a quick play. Still just an amazing spell. So again, we maximize it at 3. Various uses from offense to defense. Great card. Cosmic Cyclone, I just had 1 extra spot when I was done with this and I didn't want to put in a second cross out. So I went with 1 back row removal that I had, and I don't own Night Beams yet. So I'm working on it. But for now, Cosmic Cyclone, still my favorite choice. Pay 1000 life points, target a spell trap on the field, and banish it. Either way, between the 2, though, that or the Night Beam, Waking the Dragon still resolves. So kind of negligible for me to go out and spend the extra money right now when I'm still going to fall into the same thing. And again, the cross out, target a face down monster on the field, destroy it. Then if I do, banish it. And then if it was a flip effect, each player reveals their main deck and then banishes all cards with that name from the game. And that would be a face-up banishment, which is fine. And the best part is what we're going to do is we're not going to end up hitting into the flip effect because it is destroyed while it is face down. So this would get destroyed and then banished. And then if it was, you perform the rest of that effect. Very good, especially against stall-based or flip-based decks. But again, still, when we're dealing with putting up like a 2700 or we're putting up Jinzo, your opponent still might just go to defense mode even though their effect isn't exactly for it. And it's a great way to just gate crash that monster and get straight to those points. And then, of course, there's the double Zoma. Special summon this card in defense as an effect monster. Stats are 4-star Dark Zombie, 18A by 500D. This card is still considered a trap. If this card summoned this way is destroyed by battle, inflict damage to the opponent equal to the attack of the monster that destroys it. This is why it's the big backup plan for the inner conflict. And again, just semi-maximize. I find that 2's always great. 3's only when you're sure that you're going up against inner conflict. Again, I'm not going to waste you guys' time on the extra deck because, again, you guys know this. I go over these guys every time. Self-Protector, biggest guy, Self-Protector, most technical card. See? Simple. Then we got our Lost Winds on the side deck. Target a face-up special summon monster on the field, negate its effects, its original attack is half. And if a monster is special summoned from the opponent's extra deck while this is in the graveyard, except during the damage step, You can then set this card from the discard pile, leaving or banishing it when it leaves play again. So, sometimes you get 2 shots with this. The first shot just needs the monster to be special summoned, and the second shot requires something to be special summoned from the extra deck. Now, it does not have to happen, the first effect, when the card is special summoned. You can wait for the attack. You can actually wait to the damage step because this is an attack modifier. With the second one, you do have to respond to the special summoning to reset this. At which point this still takes 1 turn for you to be able to flip it up because that counts as it being set. So a little slower on the second, but a little more flexibility when you go to activate it. 2 copies Waking the Dragon. If this set card and its owner's controls left the field because of an opponent's effect and is now either in the graveyard or banished, special summon 1 monster from your deck or extra deck. You guys can choose the deck. I tend to choose the extra deck. There's some games where I actually will choose deck. Depends on what I'm playing. And last up is just the 3rd copy of Zoma. Again, if you got to reinforce because your opponent is also playing Inner Conflict, not a terrible idea. I am going to also try 1 speed deck here, maybe next week, where I'm going to use the field spell skill. Because I've used the double evolution pill. And I've used the Serpent Knight Dragon one. So I think the last skill I need to use for that is the field spell one. Which again, I do believe takes my attack powers down. Or my hand, no, increases my attack. But I do believe it affects my opening hand. So it's going to take me a little bit longer just to work out the actual ratios of what I want to do. So that said, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if it works for you. And seriously, guys, just one favor. Have a great day. Do something that you enjoy. And just do it. See you guys on the next video.